First, make an adjustable pin block out of 1/2-inch Baltic birch that will accept a 1/4-20 bolt and a finishing nail. Mount this block to the router base using the low profile 1/4-20 bolt and the knobs included. With this setup, you can simply nail through the smaller hole into your core and make your circular cuts this way. As you can see, I've extended center lines across the block and down the side, and by loosening the nuts, you can make very accurate adjustments using the rulers on either side. If you don't want to nail into your tabletop, maybe it's finished, then make a pivot plate. This is a 1/2-inch piece of Baltic birch with a 1/4-inch bolt superglued in the center, with registration marks going to the corner. With this system, I can exactly locate the center of the pivot point. To do this, I first dry fit and locate the pivot plate. Then I use registration blocks with double stick tape just on one end, and I stick them to the table on all 4 sides of the pivot plate. This now allows me to remove the pivot plate, peel off the double stick tape, and place it back in place exactly where it was using the registration blocks. With the double stick tape just on one end of the registration block, it allows me to twist and remove, and I won't damage the surface if it's a veneered top. Now I can simply place my router with my pivot block and it spins perfectly. Although with the pivot plate, the router base will tip. So I need to add a shim sheet to prevent that. You want the shim sheet to be the same thickness as the pivot plate. The furthermost holes on the outside of the router base are the G holes, and these are designed to attach shim sheets to the ultimate router base. By taking note where the registration marks on the pin block line up with the ruler on the router base, I can make minor adjustments. For larger rough adjustments, I can simply shift the pin from hole to hole, or I can even switch the location of the outside hold down bolt with the pin for greater adjustment. For this cut, I want to make a 16.5-inch hole. So I adjust my pin block to 8 inches. The ruler on the router base is to the center of the spindle. So I need to calculate and compensate for the diameter of my router bit. It's always a good idea to test the swing to make sure the shim sheet doesn't interfere with the pivot plate. I simply plunge and start making my cut. The circle cut is smooth and very accurate. Of course, it helps to have a vacuum hose too. Dust free. And there you go, circle cutting made easy. I hope you enjoy the Ultimate Router Base, and please look for other features and operations and additional videos to come.